Yo, guys, welcome to the Blue Podcast with me, Tom, and Ben. How you doing, mate?
Good, thanks.
In today's podcast, we're just going to have a general chat about the recent shenanigans that have been going on with the sports, specifically Chelsea and Man City, and then maybe we'll finish off with a bit of the F1. Just kind of like, it's this weekend, so we might as well talk about it, and it's in Miami, so a little bit interesting. But before we get into that, please do make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, like the video if you do enjoy it. That helps us out a stupid amount. And also, we quite like for a Blue podcast to do well and not just the Gradient show. So, I think we got to hit the nail on the head straight away. Probably the title of the video: Man City can't win the Champions League.
Nope. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
How was that night for you?
I mean, I always when I was talking to my dad before it, we knew like it was on the cards that Madrid could win it. Like, don't get me wrong, like we were like I was like, Madrid can quite easily win this. Like it wasn't like we were expecting to win. Like obviously you'd like to think you'd win, but like it wasn't like we were easy winning this sorted. But obviously when you go 1-0 up and you got a 2-goal lead on aggregate, you're thinking, oh, maybe we'll be all right, because if they score one, you still got that goal cushion. But obviously the manner in which they obviously went on to win, like it's you don't see that they're going to score 2 in 2 minutes. Like that's just but that's Madrid in the Champions League this season. But we like even when we went 1-0 up, you were like, Madrid. This is what Madrid. This is what like that's what they do. Like they play crap for,
That's what they did to us.
Yeah, they play crap for like 3/4 of the game and then play well for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever and win. That's what they do. So we knew that could happen. But obviously, still, it's not not great. Obviously, losing.
No, it's not ideal, is it?
And losing semi-final when you're that close. But just wasn't meant to be, and I don't think it ever will for City. I can't see it. I can't see it next season. Like I said, like if we are to win it, it'll probably be when we're doing crap after Pep's left and we've got like Brendan Rodgers as a manager and we're in 4th in the league or something, and then somehow go on a cup run in the Champions League. But yeah, it's not going to happen. And also it's going to be difficult the weekend now, because if they suffer a hangover, suffer the after effects, and we drop points.
It's kind of like what happened to us, to be honest. We obviously were reading from that.
Exactly. So if we drop points to Newcastle, that's a league gone as well. So
and then it's down to us.
Yeah, because I mean, Madrid obviously they've beaten PSG, you and us, so they can win against Liverpool, but Liverpool are a different beast. So you can't see them beating Liverpool. But you never know. But Liverpool will probably win that. Then obviously we drop points this weekend, which is a possibility with the hangover and after effects and stuff. That's the league for them. They've already got the League Cup, so then it's you in the FA Cup, and so you got to pick yourselves up for that.
Mate, we've got to turn things around before that final. Bloody hell!
But yeah, it's not. It's one of those things, but it's never going to happen. It's happened too many times now. But obviously it'd be nice to win the league this season, but even that's going to be difficult after that, with the after effects and hangovers and stuff. But because if we drop points against Newcastle and the league's gone, that we've won nothing this season.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like Chelsea, if you beat Liverpool in the FA Cup and come third, you probably had a better season than us. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that.
You got a trophy in Champions League.
Yeah.
You've got Champions League and no trophy.
If you don't win the league, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, like
that's. But you are league specialists. You are Premier League specialist at this point.
Oh, well, I mean that's yeah. I mean that's yeah. I mean that's the like we've got that's the bread and butter, isn't it? Like we've got experience and history in that. We don't have that in the Champions League, and I don't think we ever will. So it's yeah, it's one of those things. But I mean, I mean, apparently Guardiola is still wanting to try and do it, and is wanting, um, three new players for next season. So one of those is Alvarez that we've already got. Then he's hoping Haaland,
Haaland.
and then a holding midfielder. But Haaland might after that he might go. You know what? Because it's still. I mean, obviously we're in the lead and like in the driving seat for it, but it's still in the balance. He might think, you know what? I'll go Madrid. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, you go Madrid, you win the league. Who cares? It's like
yeah, but what I'm saying is he'll think I've got a better chance of winning Champions League at Madrid. Why would I go to City?
I don't know. I don't know about that because you put Haaland in your team though. I think it's done.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, and I'm sure he looks at it in that way of.
I don't know.
He must look at it like that as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
He puts himself in that team. He scores stupid amounts of goals.
I wouldn't say.
Whereas you go to Madrid, and I don't know. It's still in a transition phase. He'll be challenging with Benzema, who possibly is up for Ballon d'Or and stuff like that. He goes to City. He's the main man.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but one thing I wouldn't say if he signs for us, I wouldn't say it's done because that's just not the way football works. And like it's not guaranteed to work. It isn't guaranteed to work. And two, he'll be thinking in terms of winning the Champions League, he's got a better chance at Madrid. Like it doesn't matter about all those other things. He'll look at that and go, "Oh yeah, Madrid." Like even when they're not quite at it or in a transition, I'm more likely to win the Champions League there. They know what they're doing in the Champions League. League doesn't really like
well,
that.
Depends if they win it, I guess.
Yeah, well, obviously, but like even then, they've got to the final when they're not the best in the transition, and in the league, that's just like comes when it comes. Like unless like Barca and stuff like that, they kind of just alternates between them two. So win leagues easy. That doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, he might look at that and go, well, obviously Benzema, like you say, is there, but he'll be going in the next few seasons, so it'll be the main band there. It'll just have a couple seasons, playing with or alternating with Benzema, and he'll be like, whatever, like if it gets Champions League. So we might have to look elsewhere for a striker, maybe if he decides that. Probably Darwin Núñez or someone like that because he's linked with everyone under the sun. But yeah, no, I mean, like I say, it's anything can happen, but it's not looking good. I mean, obviously Haaland, it might not affect his decision at all, but results like that can affect people's decisions and sort of ideas. So
I will say that we had a lot of predictions correct for that game. Surprisingly, a lot of predictions correct. Obviously, do check out our Twitter predictions on Twitter. And I think it was about a total of 5. We had 2, so 2 new people in the league. Got the first correct prediction. Cam and Fab and Jack got it right, and someone else got it right. So that's a lot of people got that right, which is surprising because it was quite a shocking scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, 3-1 Madrid was trending before it but I think it's not necessarily the result, but everyone knew from the first leg that we'd left the door open. We had left the door wide open by only having that 1 goal deficit.
Yeah,
it's just like the door's wide open.
You can't predict being 2 goals ahead in the 89th minute.
No, you couldn't predict that, but you could you can predict the scoreline. Well, however you get to it, it's still the scoreline that you predict. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
but that was where that prediction comes from. People, I mean, even City fans knew we'd left the door wide open. And then if you know anything about football, City might nick a goal, and Madrid are known for coming back, or Madrid will be up for it because they're at home. They'll probably score one, maybe score another, and then nick one right at the end when City are pushing forward. Like if you know anything about football, that's the result you come to. So and obviously people know that City will try and score, so they might nick one, but Madrid have got at home and are going to go for it, whatever, because the door was open for them. And then at the end of the game, when obviously 1-0 down, they're just going to throw anything at it. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
So,
it was. I mean, it was a crazy game to watch as a neutral. I mean, I did want City to win as an English person, I wanted an all English final. I didn't want you guys to win the final. I won't lie, because I'd rather Liverpool win it than you. But it also meant, because I don't want you guys to win a European trophy. It's just a nice thing to have over you. Should we move on to the final as well? Who do we think will win it? I think it will be Liverpool. Yeah.
I mean,
I think Liverpool will win it. I think if you were in the final, I'd be City are more likely, in my opinion, to beat Liverpool than Real Madrid, just because I don't think Liverpool. So, like with Real Madrid, they've come back twice now. Obviously, it'd be a very amazing storyline for them to win it, having been so far behind against PSG, against City. They've 3 games in a row now. They've literally come from the death, and won it very, very late on. I just don't see Liverpool allowing that to happen, in my opinion.
No, I mean, we were saying before the podcast. Obviously, they've done it to PSG, you and us. So anything can happen. Like they can do it, but Liverpool are a different beast. So like you can't see it happening against Liverpool.
Yeah, even though like Villarreal battered them in the first half of that second leg, they then absolutely wiped the floor with them in the second half. I said it when I was watching it with Cam and Fab. I put it in the group chat. I'd be surprised if they don't come out the second half and wipe the floor, and they did. So
absolutely, no, it's yeah. Obviously with us, like we were. They were always gonna go all out, and we didn't.
I think Kyle Walker coming off wasn't a big
well. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like but he was done. Like there's no chance.
He was finished.
So yeah, it's one of those things. Wasn't meant to be. Don't think it ever will. But no, not that I don't think it never will. Like I could, so. But there you go.
There we go. Well, that's our obviously analysis on City's unfortunate loss to Real Madrid. Chelsea are kind of in a similar boat in terms of misery. Probably not quite. Well, we had that feeling obviously when we lost to Real Madrid recently, and we haven't really recovered since, have we? Lost to Everton, which is baffling. We've lost 4-2 to Arsenal. We drew with a crap United. We beat West Ham just about, with a bit of luck at the end when they had their weaker strength team out. Although both English sides out of the Europa League. Leicester are out, and I know Leicester were in Conference League, but they lost to Frankfurt. Was it Frankfurt?
No, they lost to Roma.
Lost to Roma, yeah, and it was Frankfurt that beat West Ham. So we talk about obviously English sides dominating Europe. We've now been dominated. Unfortunately, a lot of English sides have dropped out, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. It obviously would have been nice if we had an English team in each of the finals. But
you've got Rangers in the Europa League final.
Okay, yeah, I guess a British side then.
British side, yeah. When Scottish teams or Scottish people do well, the British. When they don't, they're Scottish.
Yeah,
one of those ones. So,
what's your view on Chelsea right now? Obviously, we have got the FA Cup on the 14th of May, which is actually not very far away at all. Does worry me a lot, and obviously with the league as well. I think we're pretty much safe because Spurs have Liverpool this weekend, and then Spurs Arsenal coming up as well. So likelihood Spurs will drop, I'd say 4 or 6 points in my opinion. So we're pretty much safe, but it's not good. And obviously, if it does end up having to be us that we rely on to stop the quadruple, I don't feel confident at all. So
yeah, I mean, it's there is a chance that it might come down to that. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, like in the league, it's closer than you would like it to be, but you'll be fine.
yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine.
But yeah, no, it's like yeah, for that FA Cup final, you got to G yourselves back up for that because, like I say,
We're being bought, so we must have some positive outlets now, rather than being like, oh, we're in this administration phase. We've got to be more positive. We're being bought. Abramovich came out and said that he wasn't asking for the 1.6 billion back, which is nice, because obviously it was. I think it was a lot of scaremongering from just newspapers, as they often can do. Just they were just trying to put a bad light on Chelsea, because I mean, no one likes Chelsea. Chelsea have Wolves tomorrow.
No one likes
I'm not confident about that. If I'm honest,
it'll be fine.
We have to win it. Obviously, it's a must win. Obviously, we mentioned City v Newcastle on Sunday as well. I guess for both of us, again, must win games. So yeah, that's going to be a fun.
Tottenham. I mean, anything can happen. Like, but yeah, like if it like Tottenham actually turn up, like they could do something against Liverpool, but I'm sure they won't.
No, I don't know. It's for you probably a good team for them to face right now.
Yeah, but they won't. Like Tottenham are so inconsistent; they won't turn up against Liverpool. They won't.
No.
Like Liverpool will smash him. But yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to Newcastle because
well, they're the second best team in the league since January.
Yeah, it's not going to be. If we start slow because of like the hangover and after effects, and we drop points, that is the league gone. So it's not looking great. But I mean, you never know. We might come out and do all right. But I find it difficult to think that they are going to do that after a loss like that. So
yeah, obviously Liverpool Spurs is before that on the Saturday, so that game obviously will have a big impact on probably how you play.
Yeah, I mean, we always say anything can happen, but I don't think anything can happen in that game. I think Liverpool will smash Tottenham. So yeah,
Fair enough.
Oh, well.
Shall we talk a bit about the Miami Grand Prix? Obviously, a lot of, from what I've seen, a lot of the drivers are looking forward to this because obviously they love Miami a lot, and I've seen oh no, it's slipped my mind. The Aussie, funny Aussie.
Oh, Ricciardo.
Ricciardo, yeah. I've seen some interviews of him. Very, very excited about there being a Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah, he would be. Wouldn't he?
Are we expecting anything different from the standings? No. You think? I think it'll be a Verstappen win again.
Yeah.
I think Leclerc will challenge him for most of it, but
Probably.
unless Verstappen crashes out, it kind of seems like he's going to win everything. Yeah. George Russell, I've been very impressed with this season, though. He's doing very well.
He's doing well. Obviously, not struggling as much as still struggling, but not struggling as much as Hamilton. Apparently, they're bringing quite a few upgrades to Miami, and if they don't work, they're going to bin it off and concentrate on next year's car. So that's Mercedes. Wow. That's Mercedes writing off the season already if these upgrades don't work. Which I mean, I guess they sort of have to because this car's just shit. There's no other way to put it. It is just crap. But yeah, there's yeah, like you say, think Verstappen will win easy. There's two long straights which favours Red Bull, and it's looking like they've sorted their reliability issues. So I think it's looking like obviously it probably will be him and Leclerc sort of battling each other and challenging each other, but it is looking like Verstappen's going to win it again, even though he shouldn't have won it last year, but it's going to look like he's going to win it again. after obviously the reliability issues, but they've sorted those out. So it's one of those things again. Just, it is it is what it is.
What?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You're not wrong. An interesting topic me and Ben spoke about before the podcast started. Obviously, the F1 on Sunday is at 8:30 UK time, and I posed the question: as the majority, was it 7 non-European drivers? As the majority of the drivers, I know it doesn't work obviously because you got the fans going to it and stuff, and I'm being very almost very Brexit by saying this,
Yeah.
but could the races, like with the Australian one as well, which was so early in the morning, hardly anyone would have watched it. Should they be more European-based times? I'm not saying like England-based time, or just a European-based standard time, or closer to, because obviously I'm sure the majority of F1 fans are European, and
Yeah.
obviously most of the drivers are mostly European as well,
Yeah.
and the car companies are mostly European.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously, but obviously it's difficult for logistics and like the timing of the races and stuff. And then obviously with Drive to Survive, the American audience is obviously a lot more interested because of Drive to Survive, even though they're probably not actually interested in the actual race, and they're just interested in Drive to Survive. But yeah, so obviously there's that, and I mean, some of the best drivers of all time are non-European. So
We'll chuck some names out.
yeah, Senna. Who's the other one? Fittipaldi. Well, no, he's not the best of all time, but Fittipaldi's won one, I think. But yeah,
I'm testing your F1 knowledge right now, aren't I?
yeah, you are. You are. Let me pull up the list. So there's
It's got to be from the noggin, mate. You got to be from the noggin.
puzzled me. There's a geezer from South Africa who won it. I've forgotten his name. But yeah, I mean, Fangio, Argentinian. Yeah, I mean,
This
another
was just a
one.
bit of a silly topic. I thought I'd throw in at the
Yeah,
end,
there's
just
another
as a
one.
little brain
Yeah,
teaser.
there's another one. Like I can't remember his name. But yeah, it's um, yeah. I think because the majority of races are obviously there's more elsewhere, but the majority of races still are in Europe because
Yeah.
Formula One is a European organisation. But like it is a world championship as well, so having races all over the world also is good. Maybe not so much with obviously money being the main factor. There's a lot of races in dodgy nations now
There are.
because
I
they're
mean, the Saudi one shouldn't be really. Aren't they already making a new track for it? Aren't they?
yeah that track's awful as well. But
I mean, it's entertaining from I guess a neutral standpoint or a new person, but yeah, it's not very safe, is it?
no, it's yeah, it's not. It's like it's not great. But yeah, no, but obviously, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good to include other countries in that. But
But yeah, I was yeah. I don't want people who see this to think that I'm just being a Brexiteer.
yeah,
And I was throwing a little brain
yeah,
teaser out there for people.
yeah, but obviously there is a little bit of some countries like we should think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, because
Obviously,
I know F1's big in Australia. I know that.
yeah,
But like having to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch the Grand Prix is just I didn't do it. I mean that to be fair, if it wasn't my birthday on that Friday, I'd stayed up to watch the qualifiers, which were entertaining to be fair. The qualifiers were good for the Australian Grand Prix. I may have woken up for the Australian one, but I was a little bit tired for that. But I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover in recent
all right.
topics.
Jody Scheckter is the South African.
Ah, he's found it. He's found it.
There we go.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of, I guess, different style that we haven't done for a while of just us having a little natter about things. If you did, please do like the video. It helps out more than you can imagine. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out the merch links in the description and all of our socials, where obviously we have our Twitter predictions and we have got the player polls. Well, I haven't done this for a while, but I'll get back onto those, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And oh yeah, I haven't even shouted out. We will have a Doctor Strange spoiler review coming out tomorrow for your entertainment. So that's good because the grading show is doing very well. So I'm very happy with that. Cheers.